My favorite part of the church is when you sit down and sing the song, and then you pray.
We're going to give you a tour of the cathedral, so come on in. Good morning, I'm Elena Down, and this week we'll be telling you about the cathedral. The cathedral was first constructed in 1903 and finished 4 years later in 1907. It was named in honor of St. Anthony of Padua, and in 1981 it was named a Record Texas Historic Landmark.
Thanks, Lena. Now let's learn about the bishops of Beaumont.
The role of bishop is a highly respected position in the Catholic Church. His flock usually admires him as a leader, and he usually leads masses occasionally.
This is the bishop's staff, or the crozier, or the shepherd's staff, because the bishop leads the flock of Beaumont.
The feather is bishop's family lineage. The dove represents Louisiana, where Bishop Toops grew up in. The lion represents Bishop Toots' Spanish roots at his old church in Florida. The vase represents Spindletop and Beaumont oil. The star in between the feather, lion, and dove represents Mary.
Bernard Jacques Ganter was an American clergyman of the Roman Catholic Church. He served as Bishop of Tesla from 1973 to 1977 and Bishop of Beaumont, Texas from 1977 to 1993. He was born on July 17, 1928 in Galveston, Texas, and died October 9, 1993.
Joseph Galante was the fourth Bishop of Beaumont, and he knew Mother Teresa.
Yeah, I was thinking so. Bishop Toops was born on March 26, 1971, and he was appointed bishop in June 9th, 2020, and it was installed as bishop on August 21st, 2020 as well.
Father Shane Baxter was born in Nederland. He went to seminary in Rome, and he's the pastor of the Basilica.
Hey Tony, did you know there were so many saints on the window?
No, I did not know that.
This is Jesus teaching in the temple. Jesus' family went to Jerusalem every year for the feast of the Passover. One year, he and his family went, and after the feast was over, his parents left thinking that he was in caravan. Yet Jesus had stayed, and after not finding him with relatives and acquaintances, his parents returned to Jerusalem. There they had found 12-year-old Jesus teaching and answering questions amongst an astonished crowd.
This is Jesus feeding the 5,000 people and is known as the 5 bread and 2 fish.
Grapes and the chalice are symbols of the Eucharist. For the chalice is the container of the blood of Christ. For the wine, the concentration must be the pure fruit of the vine.
These windows are the joyful mysteries.
This is the window when the angel asked Mary to have Jesus.
This window was when Mary visited Elizabeth, who at the time was pregnant with John the Baptist.
Jesus was lost and he found in the temple.
Jesus was missing and Mary and Joseph went to look for him. They had found him 3 days later in the temple having a discussion with the elders. All the elders were amazed by his knowledge, especially at such a young age.
God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth in Galilee to announce to a virgin named Mary, who was betrothed to a man named Joseph. That child would be born to her, and she was to name him Jesus.
These windows to the life about St. Anthony.
Welcome to my station. If you look at the window to the far left of this row, you will see St. Anthony holding baby Jesus.
St. Anthony is the namesake of our school and this cathedral. The window in question is bread being given out to the poor.
St. Anthony was a saint of miracles, and during his lifetime, he performed a lot of miracles. One of the miracles he performed was raising the dead. While preaching to the heretics at Rimini who derided him, the saint turned instead to the seashore and began to preach to the fishes on their predatory nature. The fishes miraculously came to his call and remained with their heads.
The preaching to the fish. St. Anthony had gone to the Italian town of Rimini in the order to preach to the felon Catholics, but they would not listen to him. So he returned to the sea and began preaching to the fish, who paid attention to him with their heads out of the water until he finished.
This window is of St. Peter. You can tell by the keys.